the Oscar goes to.
And 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 we're ready. Cinephiles IR, we are ready to talk about the Oscars. Welcome to another episode. We are probably going to argue and disagree a lot on this episode. Let's kick it off, man. How do we feel, guys?
This is my favorite episode of the year, without a doubt. Hands down, always my favorite episode. And last year, I mean, they're going to listen to this, but last year, the number of people that told me that Misgana was their favorite, mind you, she wasn't even a full regular on the pod at this time, but just because of that whole supported everyone black, because it's Black History Month, everyone was like, I love Misgana, keep Misgana. And so I waited until it was after February for us to record this, so we won't get any of that. Get that out of here, man. We're not doing that.
Okay.
Please get that out of here.
We will see. We will see. I'm very excited about this episode. Same as Steve. Looking forward to arguing and critiquing some of the biggest movies that we all have seen. Yeah, very excited about this.
I think it was a good year. I think, the things that have happened in the past few days, few weeks, might like tar the year that we had or made it seem, but it was really good, especially compared to last year. I think we had a better film year this year than last year, and there's more stuff to be excited about. So
exactly.
Yeah, I definitely would agree. I think specifically Best Picture, this is probably the most stacked quality-wise that we've had in like 4 years.
I know, wow. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm very much in agreement with all what you guys said. For once.
All right, let's kick off with our picks. So we're probably gonna start with like the easiest one, best cinematography. How do we feel? Steve, want to hear you.
The way you said that's the easiest one, when I feel like that one might cause a bit of a ruckus, but I'm gonna have to go with Sinners, just because I think it's going to be Frankenstein that will win. Let me just get down the record. But
okay,
I like Sinners, and you'll find I'm repeating the things that I had said from when we did this episode on there. But I forget her name. It's a Ghanaian name. She captures, or is it the Asian? It's an Asian name, but she captures the color, like the skin color, so well. And like they released that video this week where they had to test them in the lighting and with the makeup and see how they look on screen, and you can see that real time in the film because you're working with different periods, like different, like when they show us the people from different time periods, and when they show the different, there's some Asians with the Mississippi Delta and some black people, like different skin tones, and they all look beautiful. Like it really does look beautiful on film. A lot was obviously put into making sure like we had the right pictures with the right lighting and with the right camera shots, and there's some beautiful stills that have come out of this, and that's all testament to good cinematography work. So I'm gonna go with Sinners for this one.
Okay, Misgana, what about you?
I am also gonna go with Sinners. I will like Sinners to win. I think there is a possibility that the Academy can appreciate that a lot of the film was shot on film in comparison to other movies that are in the category. I think they might see that as valuable, especially now where CGI and AI is coming to play and nobody's taking care of, actual like filmmaking. I think they might value that. If that's, I also go back to like the clouds. You guys remember that cloud scene?
Mhm.
That was perfect. Like, it has to be that. And then, like the dancing shot.
Yeah.
Like, I mean,
That was
there's
good.
so many details to it. But I'm in between that and Train Dreams. I think Train Dreams was a simple movie, but cinematography just took it up a notch so you can feel the movie even more in depth. I watched it in theater, so I don't know if watching it at home is different because I know Netflix picked it up and they broadcasted it on their streaming service. But yeah, I think Sinners or Train Dream. I would love Train Dream to take it if Sinners does it. But I would be very upset if the three others take it. I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah, I definitely agree because I'm thinking, why the fuck is Frankenstein here? Like genuinely, I'm just like, why the fuck is Frankenstein here? Because personally, I couldn't deal with the constant camera movement, and it just felt incredibly distracting. I know it's meant to be like, "Oh, yeah, the monster's looking for you," or whatever, like, but I just really fucking hated it. It felt very unmotivated, and I felt no other choice was snubbed here like crazy
Yeah.
because that is oof, that
Yeah.
cinematography there. Um, I personally would want Train Dreams to win because, like Misgana said, that movie didn't really have a lot going on, but they
Mm.
made that shit look beautiful, bro. That
Yeah.
looked so good.
And you
And,
can feel it.
and you can feel it. And I saw that both in cinemas and on Netflix, and it's just interesting to see how, like, there wasn't much of a loss between the format changes. So it was just fucking great. The next thing is, for me, I think what is actually going to happen is Sinners is going to win. I think Sinners will win because they've essentially done the whole technical slash like craft sweep.
Mhm.
Like they're Ludwig is gonna win for score. We know that. And I feel like sound cinematography, that's going to be Sinners. Production design, that should be Sinners. S- I think the Academy already knows that, and I think this is going to be a predictor for Best Picture.
I think you guys are undercounting Frankenstein a lot
It's
because
just great. That's what it was.
yes, no. I'm not saying for cinematography. I'm saying some of this stuff that like the technical stuff. I see Frankenstein winning like 3 technicals. So like some of the stuff that you're
That's
saying,
wild.
yeah,
Maybe
I know it's
maybe
crazy.
makeup, but like Frankenstein
Makeup,
could win.
costume, yeah,
Yeah,
Maybe.
maybe production design too.
definitely not production.
No.
Mhm.
Definitely not production.
No, yeah. I mean, I'm sorry, like, Frankenstein, like, of all movies, Frankenstein, maybe, like, I would get it if you say Marty, because like, they busted money to make that
Yeah,
film. Like,
Mhm.
yeah,
okay, it makes sense for the Academy to weigh that in. But,
yeah.
like, Frankenstein?
I'm just saying, I think we're discounting. I'm not
Eh,
saying it's going to, but I'm saying we're discounting that a lot.
I mean, fair enough,
I think
man.
there could be an argument that, all of these other pieces, all the other technical pieces contribute to the cinematography of the film, not just the actual camera work. So that's
Mm.
why, I'm going to be honest here, like straight, like dog to dog, like straight camera work. I don't think Frankenstein matches the majority of these films.
Right. Or one battle after another. I would argue both. Those two.
I would do that.
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
not do
I would
that. I
not
would
do
not do
that.
that. I would
I'm
Like
not
that
do
sorry,
would,
that.
guys.
eek.
I'm sorry.
I
I'm
love
gonna
that movie,
argue
but
that
eek, no, man, no.
Yeah, yeah.
it's
Okay,
just below for me.
fair enough. Kicking off to the next one, we're gonna go adapted screenplay. Who are we feeling?
I have had multiple arguments with my friend Bankole about this one. We've gotten to the point where we're like, okay, obviously, no one's gonna go against PTA. PTA wrote that script, right? It's based on a book, but he wrote that script with someone else, and it's hard to bet against him. But I'm hoping that the Academy sees my vision of Hamlet being the adapted screenplay. It's just we were looking through it, and I think in this century they have not given someone the Oscar for adapting their own work. So because the writer of Hamlet is a co-writer on the film, right? She's credited as a co-writer, as opposed to
Yeah.
typically where they serve as a producer, but like someone else writes it. Because she's credited, that could like downplay her chances a lot. And I really, really want Hamlet because I think it's the better script. But I'm gonna go for the sake of this. I'm gonna go one battle. It's a really good story. There's some quirks in the dialogue that you don't expect a white boy from SoCal to know. Like when he said the whole Latina Harriet Tubman or El Gringo Zapata. I'm like, I don't know why you know all these things. And like the whole Mexican, like the Spanish, sorry, that he got going on and all of that, which I liked. I thought that was good. Um, the idea to keep what's her name, Jungle Pussy,
Yeah.
be Jungle
Hmm.
Pussy and say her lines and stuff. I thought that was great. I thought the writing was great. I thought the twists, the ups and the downs. So I'm fine with it. But my winner is Hamlet. But for the sake of this, I'm gonna go one battle.
I feel like we're all playing it safe. Like, we just need to. I'm just gonna say Hamnet. I don't care about the others. I was
That's crazy.
moved. I was moved. I think, like, I don't know. Like you said, like it's a good film. I'm not saying one battle after another was good, but I felt lingered a little bit more after watching Hamnet in comparison to one battle after another. And I don't want to be like a naysayer, but one battle after another has won enough awards. Like, there should be a limit.
It's gonna
Like,
win more.
it's enough.
It's gonna
It's
win
enough.
more.
No, not this category. I hope not. I think Hamnet should take it. I know Begonia is like based on like a film
Yeah, it
from
is.
like the 90s, a Korean film or something.
Like the Green Earth or something like that. Save the Green Earth
Yeah.
or Save the Blue Planet. My bad.
Something like that. So I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if Begonia for its uniqueness win, but I don't see the other ones winning. Would love Train Dreams to win. I feel like, Perfect Days, Train Dreams kind of like give me a really good vibe. So that's just personal to me, but I think Hamnet moved me a little bit more than the other ones, and the writing was perfect. It didn't really bore me. I feel like one battle after another, at some point I was like,
Yeah.
like, what are we doing here? Like, like the 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 way people like gathering on the table and like talking. I thought that scene was weird. Like, I don't know. Like, I was just like, all right, like, sure, but I'm just not like that impressed by one battle after another as much as other people are.
All I say is sorry to cut you off, Ofili. I like that you said Hamnet didn't bore you because that's been the prevailing criticism of the film, that some people found it boring at some point. And I'm like, I felt like if you focused like on just what was happening, I didn't find it boring. Maybe slow at parts, but I don't think it was boring. I thought like the acting was sequential, it was following, and when we have a time jump and when they have kids and when someone dies and everything, like I felt the emotions I was supposed to feel. And the final scene, even though it drags out, it ties everything in together. Like it
Yeah, it makes
ties onto
sense.
different pieces from the film that you just watched. So I didn't find it boring at all. And I was surprised to even see people say that it was a nothing movie or it was a boring movie.
People lack comprehension skills. I'm so sorry. Some of you need to pick up a book and read something
Pick up a book
and
is
not complain
crazy.
about sometimes I'm just like, it's just a you thing and not like the movie
I'm gonna start saying
problem.
that it's a you thing. That's a you
Yeah.
problem. I'm gonna start saying that. You're right.
Sounds
You're
like a
right.
you problem for
You're
real,
right.
for real. But
But
yeah, what do you think, Ophelia?
Okay, I know I'm about to sound like a broken record, but someone needs to like pull me into a fucking class and explain to me why Frankenstein is here again.
Jacob
I,
Elordi,
like I genuinely don't get this, because when I tell you that, or like in my opinion, like Frankenstein is even much less nuanced than the original like book by Mary Shelley. Like that just loses me. That fucking loses me. Like I love Guillermo del Toro. I love stories about like being kind to people regardless of what they look like. Absolutely, there's a place for that. That place is not the Oscar nomination for like adapted screenplay in this scenario. Like in the same year that we had The Long Walk come out, like my blood pressure is rising.
Yeah,
Like, do you
that's
understand
fair.
how insane this is?
mm-hmm.
And like I know I'm being incredibly dramatic, but yeah, man. And
I don't
also
think you are.
No, I don't think
fair
so.
enough, like because I love when things are doing well, but I just don't get what is going on here with Frankenstein. And I'm spending too much time talking about Frankenstein. Okay,
No, no,
let's
no,
go
no.
over let's
Wait,
go over
wait,
to
wait, sorry,
Hamnet.
sorry.
No, I'm coming for everyone. There's a bullet in the chamber for everyone. Let's go over to Hamnet.
Okay,
First of all, having Maggie O'Farrell there to help greater the transition, greater smoothing the transition from the original content or the original screenplay to film. Get the fuck out of here. That's no.
That's crazy.
You can't have the original author there to just like tell you how this means and what's the best way we should go about this. Like nobody else has that. A lot of these other people, their authors are dead. Like what's what are they meant to do? What's like PTA meant to go do? Like, okay, no.
Well, like think about it this way: like the guy who made the Kennedy show, whatever show, he didn't really consult with like the family or
Oh
whatever,
yeah, I know what you're
and
talking
that
about.
created like a big problem.
Okay, no, the big problem there was in the inaccuracies of the show.
Yeah.
Like, and despite honestly, I think if the show was even more accurate, it wouldn't stop it from being a fucking like bore fest. It was
No,
quite
that's
fucking.
true.
Yeah, that show was like just quality wise, it was quite boring. I don't care if it's accurate or inaccurate. Actually, would rather a lot of these things be more accurate. But like just make it good, man. Make it entertaining. And the only one of these who like okay, like Misgana said earlier, I would love Begonia be talked about here, but I don't think he does a better job than One Battle After Another. That's that's the only reason why I'm backing One Battle After Another, because in this case, it just feels like the clear winner.
I'm just tired of Paul Thomas Anderson, like, and his speeches. Like, leave me alone. So I
Do
hope
you know
he
how
doesn't win.
crazy that is? Because PT has been making movies for what, like 30 years now. And this is like the first year he's getting like proper recognition.
It's enough.
Wild.
It's enough. I'm so
They-
sorry.
the people that love PTA, they have like an undying love for him that he's not going anywhere, unfortunately, and that's why he's going to win. But I want to say with the Hamnet thing, I don't think there's like information in this, but I feel like sometimes when they acquire some of these rights, it comes with it. Like, okay, I'm going to sign on, I'll give you the rights to my book, but only if I get to serve as producer. I think we don't see it like you said. We don't see it regularly where they get to sign on as a writer of the film.
Yeah.
But maybe this was one of the things that he came with, right? Like I have to serve as what's his name, JRM, the guy that does A Song of Ice and Fire. He signs on every single thing as a producer because of that reason. So it'll be the same thing if he had to like write the Game of Thrones and whatever, or co-write. So I think it's just one of those. Like the story feels like a Chloe Zhao screenplay. It feels like a Chloe Zhao film that if I was a better man with no foreknowledge, I'm willing to bet like that was all her. Like that writing, most of it was just her with a bit of O'Farrell input here and there. But I hear what you're saying.
That's fair. That's fair.
Yeah. So you're Hamnet or you're One Battle.
I'm One Battle. I'm One
Oh,
Battle,
God.
yeah.
Okay.
But kicking off to original screenplay, man, I don't really think there's a conversation that has to be had about this one.
Yeah, we can just.
Yeah, we can skip this one. Sinners,
Sinners has to take it.
Sinners clears it. Like it's so
Sinners have
crazy.
to take it.
And I think this is
Sentimental Value is a good second shot.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
Oh, man.
But it's a long shot.
It's a long shot, yeah.
Long shot.
Yeah.
Sinners. I mean, everyone and their mom wants to like Career Part 2 because it's that good. Like,
Wait, say that again.
like everyone and their mom are. I mean, they're trying to get Ryan Coogler to
Why?
do a
But
Part 2,
why?
but he
But
said
why?
no. But they are like insisting, like they're white directors that are like, but we need stories about Remick.
So you watched that and
watch
thought
the
what they
movie?
wanted was a continuation of.
No, but like, I like to these white directors that want another part. Like,
I think we talked about this on the pod.
Yeah,
like
did
when the
you
movie
watch
first
the
came
film?
out.
Oh, I wasn't on there. Oh, I was
No,
on there. I didn't remember that.
because a
What?
lot of people wanted to they want stories about Remick
Yeah.
in the past. They want stories about the time between when Smoke runs away and meets Miles Kansas character later on. Like what happens in like the
Billy.
80s, 90s, like all of that. Yeah, it's
As
just
a
a lot
Marvel
of stuff.
fan, I blame Marvel for this, like universification of everything, bro.
That's true. I agree
Yeah.
there.
I mean,
We
like
had- We had
he
one
made
story
Black
that was
Panther, so-
good.
Mhm.
True.
So
But
they
also,
want
like,
him to.
the fact that you watched that and your takeaway was, I want to know more about the white guy. That's also crazy to me.
Right, that's literally what
that
they've
is-
been saying.
That's a bit insane to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with you both. It's Sinners. I think this is a once in a lifetime film.
Yeah.
I don't know about that. I don't know if it's a once in a
I
lifetime
think
film.
it is.
I think it's a great movie, but I think the reason why it's going to clear this is it's already won the BAFTAs. It's already won the Critics' Choice.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
this is it's the path is
No
paved.
brainer.
The
Yeah.
path is paved. Question though, if they sweep the writing and directing categories, but lose Best Picture,
I would be pissed.
this would mirror La La Land.
And that was Moonlight.
Yeah. What does this tell us about the bigger race?
I think first of all, we're living in dreamland if we think PTA is not going to take director, but we'll get back to that category later.
Fair.
If they do sweep the writing and directing and they don't take the big one, then I think a lot of it is because of late voting, right? I think it all comes down to a lot of the things that have happened in recent time affecting people's votes, right? And by that I mean the BAFTAs incident where, N-word and all of that. We don't need to talk about all of that. And then following that, the SAG Awards where MBJ does that upset and then they win Best Ensemble or Best Cast. So I think it would be just a lot of that coming into play. And we know the Academy loves to pat themselves on their back. This isn't the first time that they would be doing something like this, right? When they do something, when they do a blunder one year, the next year they're like making up for it. So I think with what the tale that Sinners has had so far, if they're able to sweep directing and not, you say and not win Best Picture, is that what you said?
Yeah, not
Mhm.
with Back Scar. That's what happened in La La
I
Land.
would be hurt. But I would
That would
just
be
say at the
crazy.
same time, like I would be okay because Ryan Coogler is able to get the best picture. I mean, best director. Then it would be like, okay, he's getting his flowers finally. And also, now that the Oscars are that kind of Academy Award are requiring the voters to watch all the movies, I'm so happy. Hopefully, they see something that we're seeing in these movies that they're actually like voting right because if they watch these movies
Mhm.
and then they're gullible to vote for like movies that don't make sense, I'm just like, did you watch the movie? Like,
That's
were you
funny.
quizzed on it? Because you
I
need to be quizzed like 5 questions before you
They honestly should do something like
vote.
that. Honestly.
You need to be quizzed.
Okay, I think for me, the only concern that it would raise in my head is like, what was I thinking about? I was thinking about something when Misgana was talking, but that quizzing thing just threw me off. It was pretty funny. But yeah, the only concern that I would have, hey man, I've lost it. I tried to reheat those nachos and just like bring it back.
You're okay,
But
man.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
okay. So I remember what I was gonna say. So it's about timing. I think it's going to
Yeah.
avoid. I think a lot of films that are actually positioning themselves for an Oscar win in some capacity are going to stop releasing so early in the year
Mm.
because I believe Sinners came out last March.
March, yeah.
Yeah, so that's a year, and the same thing happened to Dune last year. This like it happens like routinely every Oscars where the film that comes out in any capacity just before summer almost gets discounted. Surprised that Sinners is winning as many things as it currently is right now, but that just goes to show you the testament of how good of a film this is. Because typically, yeah, these guys have like really short-term memory.
Right.
Mm.
You know,
Once the marketing is out, they're like, we're out too.
it's done, man. As long as it's out of cinemas, it's on streaming, they forget about it.
Yeah, that's fair. But like, One Bow After Another came out in September, October.
I think it was
I
late
think it was
September or
yeah, I think it
I
was
think it was late
September.
September.
Oh, okay. I mean, that's still like 6. I mean, more than 6 months.
I
That's prime, but
mean,
that's prime Oscars, like Oscar
yeah,
bait
like
season. That's from September to December. That's like when they're loading the theaters with it.
I mean, that's fair. Poor Things won an Oscar. It came out like,
Poor Things was late.
and yeah, it
It
came
was
out
very
like
late.
it won an Oscar, and I was like, oh, like this movie won an Oscar. Let me go watch it.
Yeah. Poor Things
So
was really late.
that's literally why I watched it. I would not watch it out of my own accord.
okay. Big question for supporting actress. That one's been a toss-up. How do we feel?
It's Women History Month. It's Women International Women
International
Day.
Women's Day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I will go first. I'm gonna go with Sentimental Value.
Oh, I mean supporting actress.
Supporting. Oh, I will go with. That's a good question. I feel like Tiana. I don't think she could date it. I'm sorry. Like Oscars is a bit. It's a bit like I don't know. Like your first. I mean, not gonna lie. The girl from Minora took the best actress. So
Why
nothing
do you
is.
why do you hate Black woman?
That's crazy. I am a Black woman,
So exactly.
but like
Answer the question.
I don't think she was like didn't have longevity in the movie. I mean, the movie was about her, but she didn't have like longevity in the film.
I
I
think
do not know
something.
that I can move on with that statement just hanging in the balance because I do not
I
think
think I genuinely I think we can. I actually think we can for this reason. And I think Misgana's point there is it doesn't really matter the quote unquote longevity because for all the supporting actress categories, I'm sorry, the supporting actress nominees, and that is from like Elle Fanning from Sentimental Value, Inga from Sentimental Value as well, Amy Madigan from Weapons, Wumi Masoko from Sinners, and Tiana all had sub 24 minutes like of screen time. So this is one of the first years where it's like supporting actress is not a co-star. Like
Mhm.
Yeah.
it's like truly a supporting actress.
Yeah.
So don't you think like her not having like that much screen time is like a way to discount her anymore because they all didn't have that much screen time.
That's true. I will go with Sinners.
Fair.
Woomy? Aw.
Yeah, I would
So
go
you
with
do
Woomy.
like Black women then?
Like, Bando, I am a black woman. What are we talking about? Of course. No, I don't know. I didn't like. Yes, the first part of the movie, like, yeah, she was there, and then, like you said, like a lot of these actresses were not as there long as a co-star. They just like had a moment and then they disappeared portion of the film. But I didn't feel the. I felt the like I think Golden Globes, her taking that, it makes sense, but not Oscars. That's all I'm gonna say. I think Golden Globes, it makes sense. Just not.
Okay. Steve, what are we doing?
I hate when I do this because I have to do who I want versus who will win. But I think Amy's gonna win. I don't want Amy to win. I think Amy's my number 5 of the 5. I don't think she should be nominated. I don't know why she's
Why?
nominated.
Yeah. Why is
I'm
she
not.
there?
I'm confused what she's doing here, but unfortunately, she is going to win. She has the SAG plus BAFTA. No, Women have
Critics.
BAFTA.
Critics. Says
Critics.
critic. Yeah.
Okay.
She has SAG plus critics. I really want Tiana, man. Like I'm telling you, Tiana, I've been saying this since I said it on the podcast with Ikem and Ofili. I said this on the podcast with Ofili and Aisha. That's my pick. That's been my pick. That's still my pick. And if it wasn't Tiana, I would be like Inga or someone else. But like, unfortunately, Amy has the more unbeatable combo of the two, and she has the career Oscar thing going for her in that, she's had a relatively long career. This is voted by her peers, industry or directors and writers, and they feel for her the same way they felt for JLC last 2 years and whatnot. So it's
Mhm.
going to be her. Makes me sad to admit, but it's going to be her.
It's not possible. It cannot be.
Doesn't make sense. She should not even be nominated, bro.
It
Like
cannot be.
if we're trying to promote, and I think I don't remember who was talking about it. Oh, it was last year. There was this like article that came out last year that talked about how the Academy was like agreeing that horror is more acceptable now. It's like, oh, all of a sudden they're like,
Yeah.
yeah. There was I don't remember what films came out last year that made them
The
say this.
Substance was like the biggest like
That was it.
Oh,
Thank you.
yeah.
Yeah.
That was it. You're right. It was the Substance and talking about how like, oh, does this mean we're going to see a rise in more mainstream horror going
Mhm.
forward? And so I think this is their way of doing that. It's their way of like continuing that whole whatever. And I think there's other films that you can use to recognize this then. Fucking Weapons. Like,
But also, Weapons was not horror. It was more like a thriller.
I think they might categorize
I
it
think
as that.
I think they do categorize Weapons as a horror, and
Yeah.
I think it's really interesting because this feels very similar to The Substance in terms of
Mhm.
like it is her character is very much experiencing like feminist horror, where it's like a thing about beauty and like stealing, the youth from the kids and all of that kind of stuff. And I think that is the kind of horror that still it's always like how do I say it's never true horror that gets awarded. It's always like this
Right.
kind of like false sentimental horror. So when you think about like Frankenstein, and I mentioned earlier the message, Frankenstein 1 is already like one of the most historical, horrific, like gothic things. So it's definitely going to be called up for awards. The next thing is that the message is, yes, let's be kind to people who look ugly and who are not, it's not their fault.
But the message is she's a witch. Witch.
But like, fair enough. Like it is, but like it's also like what pushed her to this and like to
Become
want
the witch,
to,
yeah.
yeah, to become a witch and
The
see like
devil.
her youth and all of that and how does she manage? And like I agree with the whole like they're trying to make horror more acceptable, as you can see from my rants about Frankenstein being included in places where I don't believe it should be included. They probably would have tried to sneak that in here as well if our monster was a
God
woman.
forbid.
Oh my god. This is
No,
so
absolutely. They would have probably
No,
tried to sneak that in here.
I think it's an enjoyable movie, but not like,
that's exactly how I feel, yeah. That's
yeah,
how I
it's
feel.
not like award.
But I
worthy.
think like for this one, unlike all the other categories, this truly feels like the weirdest toss-up here because
Right.
they've had like different winners at every precursor. So Amy Madigan for Critics' Choice, then Tiana took on the Golden Globe, then Wumi took on the BAFTA, and I'm just like, who are we actually backing here? Then when Steve said like it's now a jury of her peers and it's the Oscars, so it's like we know the Oscars are famed for like dubbing. They dub you one year to give the boy, and then they give you the next year or a couple years down the line, like when fucking Will Smith won for King Richards instead of Ali, which is like kind of crazy. And
Mhm.
I don't know why I've been thinking about that a lot recently, and also thinking about the Denzel Malcolm X snub,
Right.
which I think
Yeah.
like probably
They
like
gave him
the
for
most
Candy.
heralded black snub.
They
Yeah.
wanted, like, you understand why it happened.
I understand why it happened.
Yeah, I
I
think it was
understand
Al
why it happened.
Pacino or something, but
Yeah, it
yeah.
was Pacino, but like they snubbed Pacino when he was actually meant to get it like
Yeah.
4 years before. But yeah,
Yeah.
so I think Amy Madigan could get this, but I think if Wumi gets this, they don't give Sinners Best Picture.
There's no way.
What kind of
I feel like
algorithm?
you're like, oh, they win this, they can't.
No,
blah,
because
blah,
I
blah.
think they're trying to placate, because this has probably been like, honestly, I think this award season has had like the biggest communication, biggest kind of like Twitter chat, TikTok chat. Everybody's giving opinions
Well,
from people who watch one movie a year to people who watch 4 and people who watch 400. Those are the people, everyone has seen Sinners and they all want to talk about Sinners.
Ofili, if they're placating, I think they'll be placating with the big boy. Like they'll be placating with director. They won't be using supporting
Yes.
or best actor.
Okay.
Actor, yeah. Or
Yeah.
actress.
Okay,
Yeah,
you're
they won't
almost
be
there.
placating with
We're
this.
almost there, but like let me paint some additional information. So at the BAFTAs, it also recently came out, apart from Delroy Lindo, not recently, it came out like a couple days, that Wumi also got called the N-word
Yeah.
during the BAFTAs, but
What?
with the Tourette's situation, and they
Same guy, yeah.
edited that one out, and that's
Mhm.
apparently the justification for why they couldn't edit out, or not that they couldn't edit out,
They didn't.
what happened with what's his name, with
Delroy.
with
Lindo.
Delroy and Michael B. Jordan, is because when somebody who was like their supervisor was talking about, hey, did you edit out the N-word? They edited out Woomies, and they didn't edit out both. So they thought there was only one. That's what the quote unquote explanation for what's going on. I think they're going to use this to like, give it, soothe the black people, give our people, it's crazy to get called the N-word during
Guys,
the award reception.
the conversation that we're having right now is so insane, man. Like this is, oh man, you got called the nigger, so we're gonna give you one Oscar, bro.
I think
Sorry.
I think the conversation is insane, but it's not insane as like that is the reason why having this conversation, because this happened in real life. Like this is just genuinely crazy.
Yeah.
Like my biggest question throughout the BAFTA thing is, why did that nigga have a mic by him?
Right. It didn't make sense. It didn't make sense.
Like that's like, it feels like you just set him up.
Yeah.
I can't for the life. Like there's so many questions I've pondered about it. I thought about us talking about it on the pod, and I was just like, I'd rather not. But like I thought about it, so there's so much that he could have done to like ease
They
that.
just don't care. They
I
don't
think that's
care.
what it comes down to. Actually, like it's very simplistic and reductive, but I think that's what it comes down to.
Yeah,
I don't think they
it's
cared
simple
enough.
such.
Like I
Yeah.
truly don't, because that would not happen at a place that's more inclusive. It just wouldn't. And if it did happen, like if it was a thing that where the guy said it, there would be like systems in place to like minimize the damage. They literally would be. So but
It just
actually,
got worse. But
who's your
so
pick?
Amy.
So Amy?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be Amy.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Actor.
Supporting actor. Let me start here because my logic is going to stand again. So we have Frankenstein sneaking in because they want to prop horror.
Jesus.
Of course, because that's what I said. If Frankenstein was a woman, they would have put her in supporting actress, but we see it in supporting actor because they want to prop him. They want to prop horror. And the next one is Delroy Lindo. Mike Jenny, just sweep this. I'm not gonna lie, I loved his performance. I think it was good. Don't think it was better than Sean Penn. I don't think it was better than.
Yeah.
I don't think it was better than Stellan's in Sentimental Value. I think.
Really?
I think Penn has won the BAFTA. And
I think Sean Penn. Yeah.
I think Penn has won the BAFTA. I think Penn has won the BAFTA. I think Penn has won it two Oscars. I think I think also Sean Penn he notoriously doesn't attend these things anymore. So I think they might give it to. Okay, so I think it's genuinely either Sean Penn or Stellan Skarsgård, and for the actual performances, I think if they don't want to give it to Sean Penn because they don't think he's going to be there, I think they're going to award Stellan because he's always there. But I think what might happen, and I might really, really not like this, is that Delroy Lindo could get his Oscars because of what happened.
Oh my god! Please, Ofili!
But he's right, though. He's fucking right. Like, they might pity. That's these guys. These guys are all matches sipping.
Let them pity them. Let them collect the Oscars, and they can go home and say, we won the Oscars.
We want our black actors and actresses to be rewarded for their hard work, and deservedly so. Why should they get pity Oscars?
Coming from a community where we're not appreciated, I don't care if they appreciate us. I just want him to be like, oh, I have an Oscar. I don't care how you got it. All these white people that they're stealing ideas, they're stealing nonsense to get Oscars and other things. What is our excuse?
Misgana, if your publicist came to you and was like, okay, we're gonna put you in a situation and we're gonna have cameras record where this person calls you the N-word with the hard R, but if you do that, there's a chance they may get a sympathy Oscar. Would you really sign up to do that?
Am I collecting a check?
Well, no, but it leads to better roles and bigger roles.
Exactly. Thank you. That's opportunities right there. It's a win is a win. At this point, I don't care. Like, I want them to be recognized.
I love your honesty, man. I love your honesty.
At this point.
I don't think wait, who's your pick? You didn't say your actual pick. So it's Sean Penn.
My actual pick has been Sean Penn since I came out of that movie. I told everyone it's Sean Penn.
You said it on the pod, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember. My pick was on that same podcast. My pick was Benicio del Toro. He has not won a single thing, so
I just hate POC. Like, just hate us. So, you know.
He has not won a single thing, so I have since forgotten that guess. And my second was Loki Stellan, but I don't know, man. And like Sean, it's hard to argue against Sean. It's the whole thing of not category fraud, because he's not the lead. The lead is Leo, but Sean is an integral part of that story, and he's one of the few people that transcends both timelines. Because like most of the people from the start, the main in the start, we kind of forget about them a bit. Like maybe Regina pops up once or twice, and maybe Jungle Pussy pops up like once. But most of the people in the second part of the story, we also don't see at the start. Sean transcends, as does Leo, and he elevates almost every scene. Like
absolutely
that walk that he does, and the drug thing he does with his lip, and like I'm not mad at him when I still think it's Benicio, because we're talking the spirit of supporting, i.e., doing your role in the limited time, as opposed to being a second star or a co-star. I think Benicio does that better, but it's hard to argue against Sean in this case, where he's the second guy in that film. So I think it's him.
Yeah.
No, he knows how to play a white person really well. So let's just give it to Sean Penn. That's like literally what he's giving.
Wow.
But I agree to the movie is about oppressor and oppression and all that stuff. So sure, let's give it to Sean Penn. I was going for Benicio del Toro, but we'll see if that happens. I will like Sinners Delroy Lindo to win.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I would
was
like it
asking,
to
like,
win.
if you wanted Delroy, because I was surprised. I thought that would be your go out to.
No, I would like him to win. I think I think his career as a whole, I know it's about this movie, but like his career work really shows in this film. Like he improvs in this film really well. Like there are circumstances where he taps on like the can while he's drinking and he's telling a story, and like he does these gestures that are really unique that make him likable in the movie. And also he is a supporting actor in the film in comparison to Sean Penn, like you mentioned. Jacob Elordi, I better not see him on the screen. I'm a Jacob Elordi hater now, because that white one needs to sit down, like somewhere else.
I'm with you on that, actually.
So
I'm with you.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're gonna go to actress in a leading role. Just for reminders, I'm gonna read out the list because I know you people don't remember the women doing great things. But
Whoa!
No, no,
On
I
International
think
Women's Day.
you'll be surprised with my answer. I'm just gonna say.
it is so there's Jessie Buckley for Hamlet. There's Rose Byrne for If I Had Legs I'd Kick You. It's Kate Hudson for Song Blues. Then there is Renata Renzi for Sentimental Value and Emma Stone for Begonia.
We're gonna
Okay.
go with Rose Byrne.
Mm,
Oh.
that's
Yeah.
my
That movie
G.
is great. That
Yeah.
movie was amazing, and she should take it. I think Jessie was good. Renata was good. I haven't seen the Kate Hudson one. I don't really care to. Emma Stone is just Emma Stone. She
Mhm.
acts. She has no range. One of these days, especially like Poor Things. And watching this, I felt like I was watching Poor Things too. Yeah, I think Rose Byrne should take it. Just because she's really good in the movie. She makes the movie. So
I think this is man, what can I say, man? Like Jessie Buckley's won the Golden Globe, the BAFTA, and the SAG. Like very clear front runner, and I think the performance was genuinely like incredibly moving. And I watched this the same week as I watched Sentimental Value, and I was like, damn, bro. If I was a different kind of person, I'd be crying throughout the week. That's crazy. But I do really, really love Rose Byrne's performance in If I Had Legs I'd Kick You. And I really hope that plays spoiler. Right? Just like because they have this locked in for Jessie Buckley, but I really hope Rose Byrne can win that.
I'm kind of sad that I haven't seen that. Because every clip I've seen, because you know how the Academy does the thing where they post a clip of every acting role, like per day leading up to the thing. So I saw her clip, I think it was like a couple days ago, and I was moved from that clip, which is obviously you should not be moved by someone's highlights. But I was because it reminded me of I don't want to say Nomadland just because it seems like she's a downtrodden white woman and Nomadland was
she's going through it.
a white woman
No,
going through it.
she is going through it throughout the movie. She's going
Well,
through it.
Yeah.
like she's able to from that one clip, I'm able to feel pain, like feel whatever pain it is that she's going through, and I have no background or whatever. So I know that I'm going to be primed to love that performance when I watch it. And I wish I had seen it so I could like, back you up a bit, Misgana. But unfortunately,
It's okay.
yeah, I didn't, so I can't support you. And this one is going only one way. It's Hamnet way. And like again, it's deserving, right? It's a win. It's a win that's going to be no one's going to be really hurt by it. That's why they had to bring up the fact that she told her husband to rehome the cats, as a means of fighting her because there's nothing to fight about performance wise. Like it's it was
She
that
said,
good.
she said she might be fighting at home, but on these academy, she got it.
Nah, she got it. She got it for real. They center that story around her and not really Hamlet or Shakespeare, which is a bold thing to do because you would think that the person sometimes, like even when the film is not set around them, like they're still able to shine through and take the light once or twice. But
Mm,
yeah, like she carries that so well. And the times when they're saying she's overacting, watching it in real time, I didn't
mm,
feel like she was overacting.
mm,
And some actors like to say, "Oh, screaming or crying is the easiest form of acting." But then I'm seeing her scream and cry, and like everybody in my theater is crying as well. Like everybody's feeling the emotion. So like maybe she's just really selling it. So I'm with her
Mhm.
for sure.
man, she did a great job there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But Rose Byrne though, oh my god, that
she made the
performance,
movie. Like
man.
it
That
was
I,
really good.
and I think like it's so Hamlet doesn't catch you at the start of the film. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah.
You're sitting there for at least 15 before it really picks you. But that first scene in If I Had Legs I'd Kick You, I'm not Play-Doh.
Mhm.
Mommy's not Play-Doh.
Right.
That scene just like, wait, what? Like that, it hits you like immediately. Like you turn on the film, and you can feel the exhaustion, you can feel the frustration, you can feel the tiredness.
Mm.
And I'm about to go on a little bit of agenda right now, and hate on Steve because You know, the last episode that we had all three of us together, Steve was talking shit about A24, private equity, blah, blah, blah. No indie films, only big budget, only blockbusters. And I said, hey, bro, have you watched If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You? Have you watched blah, blah, blah other indie films? My brother said no. Honestly, he said no. I appreciate that. And he still hasn't watched the film. So it's crazy. It's crazy.
an
Like,
exam.
and we can see why he was missing out.
I had an exam, okay?
Because he just came with a crazy bias about private equity, this and that, venture capitalists, this and that.
It's okay. We'll give you until next week.
We'll give him time. We'll give him time.
to watch it. You have a deadline. Make sure to meet your
No, this week I'm going. I'm just catching up on everything. But it's not going to change my guess. Like, anyone that would change my guess, I'll abstain. So.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay. The big boy. Let's go.
Big boy.
Best actor. What are we doing?
I can start this one.
Steve, please.
Misgana knows.
Be guided.
Misgana knows. Ofili knows. Okay, so I'm gonna start this off by saying we are facing the worst illiteracy crisis of our time. Okay,
no, we're not
going through an illiteracy crisis, and it's bad, and we need to address it. Okay, be that the government, be that the Department of Education, which has been dismembered now or cancelled. We need to do something about this because the people cannot think. Ofili, Misgana, there is no critical thinking going on anymore. If you post a 10-second video, no one thinks, okay, maybe what was this person trying to say? Or what was this person talking about before this or after this? Or if you post a video saying, I don't want to do something like this, no one cares about the fact that you're talking about the film industry that I'm currently in. I don't want my film industry to become inaccessible and niche and watered down or overpriced to the point where only the high and the elites can come to it. No, they're thinking, what is the like that you said? Ballet and opera. Oh, I don't want to do ballet and opera. Of course, I'm not fucking talking about wanting to do ballet or opera. I'm not one of those. I'm not a ballerina. I'm not a fucking singer. I'm not trying to do that. I just don't want to work in an industry where eventually which it looks like it's headed to this niche thing that nobody, cares to go to, and the people there are collecting $200 million funds from the Met Museum or the Saudi, fucking foreign dignitaries to keep them alive because no one's going and no one cares. And then all of a sudden it's like tirades and tweets and dissertations, and everyone starts posting these, and now all of a sudden it's some crazy person tweeting, I will do all I can to make sure he never holds an Oscar. That could be a burner account for an Academy member, by the way. An Academy member could literally be like taking these things and using that to vote against him winning an Oscar. So it makes no sense to me. And I feel like if we're not going to judge them based on the works that they do on stage, from action to cut, then what's the point of this all? Like, what are we even doing here? He has genuinely put in the performance of his career, or maybe not the best one, but a performance of his career in Marty Supreme. He has carried the entire production of Marty Supreme.
Oh, please.
Granted, the Academy we can tell they didn't really love it, but like this is the only category where Marty Supreme has like a really strong fighting chance. I'm not saying it's the best one that it does. You can argue production, you can argue writing, you can argue music, but this is the one where they have the best chance, and that's for a reason. He's just that good. He was the lead going into this. He won the Globes, right? He's still the forerunner, mind you. Even though
he won the Golden Globes and the Critics' Choice.
Yeah.
And the Critics' Choice. So he's still the forerunner based on precursors. And all of a sudden, it's like, well, no, he's the only one that shouldn't win it because he doesn't respect the lower art form. Doesn't make any sense to me. As I said in my episode last year, I thought he should win it last year. The year before that, I thought he should win it. This year, I think he should win.
Is it by force? He's not gonna win. I'm so sorry. I let you go on because I want to respect what you have to say, and respectfully, I don't really care about what he said in that podcast. Like, I don't. If he says the Earth is flat, God, like, what does he know about the Earth? Like, relax.
So your opinion has nothing to do with his personality. That's what you're saying.
No. Well,
Okay.
no, not this personality. Yes.
That's the problem.
Okay, I'm gonna present it really well because I feel like the conversation me and Ofili had after watching How to Make a Killing really like made me like sit down and articulate exactly how I feel about Timothée Chalamet. And I was having a conversation with one of my good friends about this film. I don't think Timothée Chalamet has reached his like quote unquote prime enough to get an Oscar. I'm just gonna say that. I feel that compared to categories that is up here, Michael B. Jordan should take it. And one being that Timothée Chalamet says he wants to be great. Are you gonna work for it? Like, he's done Dune, he's done a couple of other big movies. I actually can't think of like more than 5 movies or 3 movies that he's part of.
Name 5
And
Michael B. Jordan movies right now without naming any sequels.
that's crazy.
I don't want to hear Creed 1, 2, and 3. It's 3 movies.
Only movies or a series?
Movies,
too?
just movies. Don't bring up that Jack Reacher stuff.
Abduction. What is he in? Sinners.
Okay.
Sure. He's in that movie that he starred with Ryan Coogler that was nominated for an Oscar but didn't win. I actually don't know the title, so you can't put me in that position.
That's crazy.
No, let's be fair. Misgana has said frequently that she doesn't really know the names of stuff. So
No,
that's
no, I know, but like I think like it's just I think we're going crazy right now, you know?
I think we are.
I think we're going crazy right
now.
now. It's like
Guys, I feel like, yes, Timothée Chalamet is headed towards the greatest thing he can touch and be part of. I think Marty Supreme is good, but also I genuinely feel like that boy, Timothée Chalamet, has not turned his self off of like Marty Supreme. When I watched the Golden Globe speech that he gave, I was like, this is something Marty would say. Like,
are we talking about the Strive for
The
Greatness one?
the SAG.
The SAG.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
He literally, like, that's something Marty would say. Like, I literally was like, this nigga has not turned his brain off.
But he
of
confirmed
acting.
it. He confirmed that he hadn't. He said it. He said he was in Marty Mauser when he said that, or Marty Mauser was in him, which
Mhm.
is, even though Timmy likes to discount the fact like method acting, sometimes and a lot of times he shows that he has attributes of method acting in him, and that's one of them. So you're not wrong, but like he has admitted it that was Marty. He was still in Marty.
Yeah, but I
Mauser.
don't think just because somebody screamed, like, whatever, he is in that realm, he's not. Just because somebody screams, I want to be great, doesn't mean, like, we should just be handing out awards.
Okay, so I think you're being I don't want to say disrespectful. There's a word I'm thinking, but I can't remember it right now. But I think you're being, a bit unfair here because I don't think anyone has handed Timothée Chalamet anything. I think in regards to the films that he's like
He's got a 4.
the fact that like Chalamet started. He didn't start with "Call Me by Your Name," but that's when he like everyone started knowing him, and that's the performance that you give. That's where you start off with like blowing in onto the scene with "Call Me by Your Name" at that level. Fuck off. Come on. No.
I don't know, man.
Then like he has almost like I would say the only movie where I felt like, okay, what's this guy doing here? Is Don't Look Up. Which I feel personally that was like a cash grab.
But everybody was cash grabbing. DiCaprio was in it, and DiCaprio was like the greatest of his generation.
Yeah, and like so I think like Chalamet in this, I think unfortunately people just don't like who he is, and the truth is that he's not a little artsy, white French boy. Like when people found out he wasn't French, or like found out that he was raised in like New York instead of fucking Lyon, like that's when like the stock started going down. They started hating him a little bit because he's not some like really foreign little dude. Started talking about sports on the Pat McCaff, they started hating him more. Started dating Kylie Jenner, they started hating him. And like, I'm not gonna lie, he's a little arrogant. He's a little swaggy. Like that's the person he is and raised in the environment that he was raised in. And I think and like putting that aside, the performances that we've seen from him, the Dune 2 snub, Academy might burn in hell for that shit.
They will. Don't worry.
Like, but you cannot strip away what Matty Mauser brought to the Academy, like the Academy season, the award season that we've had right now. This has been one of the best films, like clearly, of the last 10,
Really?
15. Yeah, I'm going to be honest. Like it's probably up there for the last decade in terms of like a single carrying performance that is not backed by any kind of like Oscar bait. It's not on the back of any like global trauma or on the back of any like massively any massive historical figure. Like it's not, we don't know who the fuck Marty Mauser is. like the guy that it's like an adapted screenplay kind of.
Some old guy that no one knows, bro.
Yeah, he's an old guy that was playing ping pong in like the middle of Brooklyn, winning a couple tournaments here and there, but like this is a completely different story that brought massively new audiences to this. And I want to talk about the town hall thing as well, because it is definitely just a literacy crisis, like Steven. Sorry, I said Steven. like McSteve said, right? Like I was like, did you guys even watch the full interview before forming these opinions, or it was just that 30-second clip? And the reason why it was clipped at that 30 seconds was for this outrage, because because the next thing he says after that 30 seconds, like, I'm not trying to take shots at ballet and like theater, but this is just the reality and what I don't want. And I don't want for film to essentially become this really niche thing that we're begging people. Because again, he also talks about film is like a newer medium. And that is the truth. Like right now, and for a little bit of time, we were having the situation where it was really just the film bros, the letterbox heroes, and the legends over there who are just like only ones talking about movies and the Academy period, where he's talking about how do we make this more accessible and keep up with engaging our audiences, which I personally really like that he brought that up, because there is no actor that has engaged their audience as much as Timothée Chalamet.
That's
over the last
this year,
5 years. Honestly, even
But
5,
that doesn't mean
10
like
years.
it's required. I don't like.
I'm gonna respond to your point, Misgana.
It's not about it not being required. In my opinion, it's not about him not being required. It's just kind of like he's living what he's preaching by saying, hey, I want to make sure that we're doing films that appeal to the masses, that I'm part of a genre of films, or like the films that I'm focused on are not these niche things that only subgenres of people will be interested in. That's just me myself. He's not
Right.
saying, he's not talking down on ballet. He's not talking down on theater. He's not saying those are lesser art forms or those people are less talented than he is. All my bro is saying is I can't do that because it's like such a niche world. And the truth is, if you're in ballet, you're in opera, if you're any kind of like theater, performing arts, it's niche. It's niche. You're not walking up to random people in the middle of the street and asking them, oh, like, what are the last 5 operas like, or are you gonna see this opera? Like, we also know it's niche because the tickets are like at 200. Even when they were like, okay, even when tickets are cheaper, operas are still on average like 3.5 hours.
Yeah. No, I don't think like. I feel like yes, what he said, I don't know, can be characterized into like how he's gonna be depicted in the Academy, but I don't think like these people care about these things.
I think they do. I think they do.
I think they honestly do. But I want to respond because you said like you don't really care about that. You're not talking about the town hall, which that's fine. For the rest of your point, weirdly enough, I actually do agree with you. I think the thing that makes art so beautiful and so subjective that it's not like sports where objectively the person that scores the most goals at the end of the year is going to win the best goal scorer. Objectively, the person that dribbles the most and whatever is going to get best player. That's true. These are more objective things. And Timothée Chalamet in that speech that you're referring to referenced 3 sports stars, Michael Jordan, Michael Phelps.
But just because you say them doesn't mean like I don't really care.
I know. And then after that, he started moving a bit like a sports star, whatever that means. And I can see why people would take fault with this. Like I can see that, but his point wasn't that he was trying to make this thing sports-like. And his point of saying, oh, I want to be the greatest, I know he said it in that same speech that he knows that people don't like it when we talk like that because it's art. And the point of art isn't to be the greatest, it's to convey emotions and to connect with people like a deeper level and all that jargon. But this guy wants to win an Oscar. Everybody that he was talking to,
fine.
Everybody that he was talking to wants to win an Oscar. For some reason, he just decided to go up there and say it. But like
no, I'm not faulting him for saying it. I'm not saying like, oh, like he should have not said it. I'm saying if you want to be the great, then do something great for
the
somebody
films that he's doing.
I genuinely feel like, I feel like it's also. I don't want to be. I don't want to sound misogynistic a little bit, but I'm sorry. I feel like the men appreciate Marty Supreme more than a lot of the women.
I've seen that
and
argument.
I'm so sorry to say that because it literally amplified ego. And yeah, he can win an Oscar. I don't think like him winning an Oscar would make me feel like some type of way. Like if he wins, he wins. But I genuinely feel like the amount of times Michael B. Jordan has been snubbed, and I'm not saying this because he's
Michael B.
accepted.
Jordan has not been snubbed.
He's
Michael
been
B. Jordan has
snubbed.
never put in a film as good as Sinners. His,
He's not been snubbed.
and his
This is
performance in
just
Sinners, and I'll be honest with you, in my opinion.
I feel careful now. The
Okay.
boss is so
Very
crazy.
Okay.
Very careful.
Just in my opinion. But I will keep it to myself because this is my opinion.
Go.
But his performance in Sinners is clearly like the best he has ever put in.
Oh,
And like
okay.
that's I mean, there was something else I was going to say, but like I can't say it.
It's crazy.
But
I genuinely feel like he should win.
in reality though, I think Michael B.
Yeah.
Jordan has a slightly higher chance because of two reasons right now.
Let's give our picks.
Timmy started. No.
Let's
I
just
think this
close.
context is really important. So Timmy, as we mentioned earlier, front runner with Golden Globe and Critics' Choice. Then he hit a fucking wall. Then he lost the BAFTAs to Robert Aramayo for the movie I Swear, and which felt like such a throwback of a movie to win BAFTAs because it just feels like such like award bait. But social justice, I completely understand it, and like it just the performance does not feel as amazing, But moving forward, he also lost the actor awards to Michael B. Jordan, and he has the upper hand now. Like Michael B. Jordan has the upper hand now because I don't think like historically, like since like 2000, like 2000.
2004.
Yeah, like 2004, like you have to have won either the actor awards or the BAFTA to win. Yeah, to win Best Actor. So this might be a year that things break, but unfortunately for Timmy, I don't think that's happening.
I just like if he wins, I don't want him to go up there and be like, "Oh my god, I'm so happy to be nominated with Michael B. Jordan." Shut up! Like, black people don't need your like.
That's crazy.
No,
because he propped up everyone that he was in. Like it wasn't just Michael B. Jordan.
No, it felt like take your damn like it's like winning something. Imagine like you're in a category. I'm thinking of it like as a nominee, right? I'm sitting there and you're like, "Oh, I'm so happy." Shut up! Like take your award and go sit down somewhere. Like I don't need you to give me like
everyone does that, man.
When they do it to black people, I'm so sorry.
Fair enough.
That's fair. You know what? MJ is probably going to win. Like,
yeah,
I mean, I don't fully believe that. I'm just saying that so that we can be nice. MJ is probably going to win, and everybody will be happy.
And to be honest, if Timothée takes it, like I would not be upset. I think from the whole town hall conversation, the most thing I was upset about was Matthew
AI.
And you guys saw that in the group chat. I did not care what Timothy had to say because like I don't really find it problematic what he had to say. So I don't really care about his personality or who he is. I'm just saying if these white people that come to this industry with the upper hand, if they want to work for something to win an Oscar, they better be working for it. That's all I'm saying.
Fair enough.
Don't think
You've said this so many times, and he is. Do you understand?
I'm so sorry. I just don't see it.
Let's kick off. Let's move. Next category.
Say it. So you're MBJ and Ofili, you're who? Because I'm
Chalamet.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Next category.
Best Director. Okay.
You guys go first.
I think it deserves to be Paul Thomas Anderson, as I mentioned earlier. I think PTA had the best film this year, in my opinion, and I think it is also the easiest. I think the Oscars very much lean on a film that is able to appeal to the masses. Sinners does not appeal to the masses simply because that's just what like sci-fi and fantasy is. Doesn't do a great job, and we saw that with like Anora last year. Anora appeals to the masses, and I was very happy when my pick won that time. So I think Best Director should go to PTA. I think another thing that works in Paul Thomas Anderson's favor is the whole, "Oh yeah, he deserves it. It's overdue," But the same thing can also, if you take out PTA, the same thing can be said for Coogler, but only if you take out PTA. That's the problem.
Wise words, Ofili. Wise words.
Yeah.
I'm going to go next since we're on the same page. I think actually everything I would say would be what you said, which is I think it's one of the best director's films this year. I mean, I would have preferred for like saying Hamnet to win, but they're not gonna give Zhao a second one over PTA's None.
Yeah.
And I think PTA does direct one of the best films of the decade in a sense, like in terms of like, if you think of the director as a conductor and like waving there or whatever, and they conducting the symphony up and down, putting everything together, I think it's one of the best because you can see that from some of the technicals that are being nominated, right? Everything working in tandem. Like take the car scene, the car chase scene, for example, and like the sound mixed with the cinematography, mixed with the acting and all of that just coming into play. Like I think that's directing. And there's many, many more scenes like that. I think it's hard to argue against him. Coogler does a fantastic job, but
Mhm.
with Coogler, I find myself constantly asking, where does this end and where does this start? Like, where does the cinematography end and then Coogler start? Or where does the costume and makeup and stuff end and where does Coogler start? And maybe that's like internalized racism because as a black man, that's why I'm asking these things. I don't know, but
Mhm.
it's because I hadn't seen some of those things from previous Coogler works that I was seeing them here that just had me, okay, like the person that does the costume, for example, she's won it twice already, right?
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
know that she's good at this. Ruth Carter. I don't know why I said that. Sorry, Ruth Carter. Um, and so like it's like, okay, where does this end? Versus PTA, where you can clearly see him like taking things from other people that their works and like using it to mix this symphony. I
I
think
think
it's
also his work, like we talked about this in the episode where this is a culmination of all his films.
yes, I agree. I
Yeah.
didn't agree at the time because I hadn't seen some stuff, but I saw a few and I'm like,
Mhm.
okay, this makes sense. Yeah, yeah.
I'm
Go on,
gonna.
Misgana, just do it. Just do
Just
it.
do it. Just do it,
Sorry,
bro.
sorry. I don't know what to tell you. I'm gonna go with Ryan Coogler. Of course. Would love for him to win, but I don't know who Paul Thomas Anderson is. Besides, I'm gonna be very honest.
Yeah.
I might have seen his movies. God knows. God knows. But I don't really care if he wins. I feel like the uniqueness of the film. I feel like both are very competitive to one another. I'm tired of Paul. Like I'm tired of his speeches. So
Fair enough.
if I don't see another one, I would be very happy. That's
That
just
is
where I
fair.
come from.
I take
Okay.
solace in the fact that I don't think this is Kugler's last time. Like he's
I
never
don't
gonna
think it
make another
is.
Sinners.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No.
he's never gonna make another Sinners. But I don't think you can make a film this good given given the filmography he has, and just end it there. So I take
Yeah.
solace in knowing the Academy is going to give him a PT win for this year, eventually, some point down the line.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's fair. Okay. Finishing up Best Picture. I'm gonna start with this one also. I think is I don't think it should be a two-horse race, but it is a two-horse race.
Is it?
Yeah, One Battle After Another has 13 nominations and has won over 35 Critics Guild Awards, PGA. Historically, this tracks closely with who wins the Best Picture. However, Sinners landed the record 16 nominations. So that's the all-time Oscar record. And I think with this, I wanted to go to again, with everything I've been saying, if they give this to Sinners, okay, then they're not gonna give Best Picture. Um, after this conversation, I wanted to go to PTA. I, however, do think it's going to end up going to, I think Best Picture is gonna go to Sinners, but I wanted to go to PTA. So PTA is my pick. So One Battle After Another is my pick.
I think Sinners, that 16 is a big 16 because it's going to be hard to touch that. I mean, the last record stood for quite a while, and this 16 was, I want to say, like every possible thing that they could have gotten. They
Bro.
got it, like everything, bro. So
Bro.
it's not a consolation. I saw people saying on Twitter saying, "Oh, they hope they just didn't nominate them for all of this, so that when they like reject, they don't give them the award, then they can make this and feel good about themselves." I don't think it's something to feel good about. It's a good thing. It's an actual
Mhm.
good thing that happened that no one's gonna touch like forever or for a long time. Sorry. That being said, come on, man, one battle, come on.
I'm tired of you guys fighting for one battle after another. Like, damn, the glazing needs to
Did you watch
stop.
the film? Did you actually watch the film?
No,
Like,
I
did you
did.
watch it?
I enjoyed it. Like, it was me and my brother. He really loves Sean Penn and Beniko, so we both were like, okay, let's go watch it. I really did enjoy myself. I just think it was a one watch for me. I don't think I would revisit it until a couple years. But going back to Best Pictures, I think Sinners. I think
Okay.
cinematography, the way that they shot the film, it should win. But also I will go very underrated. Sorry guys. F1. I really love the movie. I
What do you
know.
mean? Like
I hope it wins. Like I'm
Okay.
not saying it will win.
okay.
Yeah, I hope it wins. Like a girl could dream.
Okay. You hope
Fuck.
you
It's
win.
it was a great like IMAX. I was sad. Yeah, so those are the best pictures in my mind. I'm sorry,
F1,
guys.
what did you see in F1 that made you feel like, oh, of all the films that came out in 2025, I want this one to be the best picture?
I think it was great. I think the IMAX did it for me. I actually have been trying to like watch it in IMAX since
Mhm.
I've watched it, and so I think that's the main reason.
F1 in IMAX was something else. Like
Yeah.
that was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I was like, yeah, like, oh wow.
Because my friend watched it at home. She was like, "Misgana, this is like a basic action."
Yeah, it's
I
a
said,
different, it's
"What?"
like a different film at that
It's a
point.
very different film.
Yeah, I'm like,
Genuinely, yeah.
"What?"
'Cause,
Yeah.
This
yeah.
cannot be. But yeah, I don't understand why Frankenstein isn't Best Picture. Like, it just genuinely does not make sense.
I didn't want to argue with you guys
I
all the
didn't
time.
want to.
but,
I
like,
didn't want to say it,
bro,
man. This
like,
time.
what did you expect, man? Like
That
it was
movie's
a
great.
it was a slow horror that reached number
Best
one on
Pictures.
Netflix. Like they were always good. It's like Don't Look Up, bro. It's I don't know what to say to you guys, but unfortunately, this is the world that we're living in where like everything is Netflix is the winner. Netflix is leading the streaming world right
I
now.
mean, now that
Whether we
all
like
of
it
them
or
are
not.
bought.
They're going to get that spot if they're able to get. It's the same way if a movie opens to 1 billion in theaters, almost all the time they're gearing their way towards an Oscar nomination. That's just going to happen. It will be some bullshit, but it will give them that. Netflix is the streaming version of that now, so I don't know
Fair
what you
I
guys
mean,
enough.
expected.
Fair enough, man.
you know, I just only appreciate the Oscar as it was in it. My man, my man, my man. So that's literally it.
All right, guys. I think this has been a really good episode talking about the Oscar wins and our predictions here. We'll see if we do a reaction episode. I'm not really sure, but we'll see.
Just follow us on Instagram to see our reaction.
Timothy doesn't win, don't call me. I'm not coming back.
Please, you'll be fine. You'll be fine.
Don't call me.
Don't
Yo,
sleep.
guys, you really don't. Sorry, before we cut out, you guys really should give him that thing because I don't know. I'm scared for what a 4 losses. Well, 3 movies, 4 losses. Timothée Chalamet brings us.
You'll be fine. Losing is part of it.
He might write and direct his own maestro, bro. Like he might go crazy, genuinely lose his mind, guys. Come, just give
Hey,
him.
there's so many people that have been snubbed. He's not the first one, and he won't be the last. So
That's
he just
fair.
has to pick
That's
his
actually
chin
very
up
fair.
and move on. Like, you know, this is what I'm saying. These white people need to work for their craft. If
The
they
way you
want to
talk
be
about white people on
awarded,
this pod is so
I'm
crazy.
sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. That's just how it is, you know. Predominantly white industry.
Thank you so much. Thank you to all our listeners for listening.
This has been a great episode of the Cinephiles Aisle. We are happy to have you guys here, and we will be hopping off. See you guys soon.
See ya.
And the Oscar goes to